Good afternoon in the UK community and American community. I need to pass on this message from Mother Nature. The wind is getting stressed because the wind see your Navy ships are getting ready to fight an unnecessary war. But your sons and daughters, it takes you to make a phone call to them to tell them to come back home. Your house is big enough for your boys and girls to sit in a living room if even they don't have a house to stay. The consciousness think that your sons and daughters have been sent to stand in the streets where is an environment they were never born. They have no connection with the area, but they're standing there with guns. And you think that it's okay, they have their food, they have tents, they have big blankets and stuff. Consciousness think that it is absolutely selfish of all of you to have your boys. You know how to love them when they're little, but you don't know how to love them when they become adults. Consciousness say the money you think they're gonna make, it is not worth, even they're not sitting in their own precious land that is beautiful. They are forced to be in trucks, forced to be in a cold weather, forced to stand out like street children. Mother Nature is a little bit disappointed with your way of treating your boys. Saying, fighting for your freedom. Your boys can build the biggest fence for you. That's the best way to fight your freedom. The biggest fence for you. You can take as much as land you need to stretch your fence to make sure nobody, you can build the block 10 times strong so nobody can able to drill it and enter. They can stand to guide your fence than going to guide far away. Mother Nature is a little bit disappointed because what you think you put away is actually what is the God, the wind and the light itself. You are not here to decide to make a war. Excuse me, I'm translating. I have to tell you as the consciousness here. You are not here to make a war. You become. You don't own what you proclaim. You're here to translate vibration. You're here to translate the baby boy out of your stomach to feed the wind and the light that have the passion in the one. You're here to observe, not to make too many of you. You're here to be the observer, to enjoy the fruit of life, the many possibilities that exist. But you choose to be greedy and claim everything belongs to you and try to fight to control the last creature in the zoo as much as anybody who look different than you. Mother Nature wants you to look inside your heart and stand in your mirror and ask yourself if your great-great-grandfather will have sent themselves away, you will not own or become what you become today. There was no war in your excuse me for the pronunciation. There was no war in your great-great-great-grandfather's time. They were farmers, they were home, they were building, they were talking outside. But now, the more money, the more power, the more competition, the more slavery. Slavery for your own boys. Mother Nature is disappointed. Mother Nature is the baby today, 25 years out of my stomach, which is the boy, the wind and light. 23 of September, since 2008, February 29, 2012, it is 24th of September today, when my son was born 1990. The wind wants you to know, it is not about what you try to proclaim to replace. It's about where the 25 is going, so that 25 years later, when the 25 become 50 and the 50 become the 75 become the 100, you don't keep going back to the stomach to make competition. You don't try to reverse the consciousness saying everything that has to be made was already made. Every child that has to be born was already born. Consciousness say it is time that you look at yourself and check what you achieve, and take a glasses and see where your boys are standing. Consciousness is asking you to call your boys to come back home. They are not born to be in that environment. They are not born to go control an ordinary breeds which is full of condoms. They are not born to be in that environment. If even they were going there, they should go on camping, on fun fair, not with guns made by whatever the consciousness said. It is very important that you, the Americans, you, the British, because you are the language I speak the most. The rest of the language does not understand mostly what I say. But as you are in charge of the information, the consciousness is talking to you and pleading to you. You cannot see my mouth moving if you don't see the light. So I use the light to be the voice. So when you play this video, when you ever listen to it, you have to focus on the light. It is very important that you call your boys home. Call your boys home. Let them build you the biggest fence. Let them guide your fence so that they can be around their own territory. They can able to make their own barbecue right in front of the fence where they were born. It is their land. It's what they are born to protect. They are not born to go protect other people's condom, which is black people's condoms. The consciousness is a woman. There's nothing called a man. The consciousness is a woman body. From the feet to the neck is a woman. The menstruation in the boy body becomes the beard. The hair is growing. And when he doesn't have the electric shock he needs from brothers and sisters, he cannot explain the moods he's feeling, which is the gorilla mood. If he have electric shock, he can able to shock his mind away from the gorilla form, then he shave himself. He cannot shave himself because his feeling was not his, what he become. He is just a fantasy by a wife and wake up as adult, but only does not live inside its own body. It is very important that you call your boys home. Your boys are actually the you. The body that is meant to feed the wind and the light, but you make too much, it's not even attractive anymore because it's way too much, the consciousness say. Call your boys home. They don't belong where they are. The consciousness think your boy is supposed to be home. It is not worth it to go out there. If the war was real, the people should not sleep in the night. It is your duty, if even the one who controls the universe fight against you, better do it and get punched, but at least you do the right thing. The consciousness want to be home. The consciousness is homesick. The consciousness is the God, the light in the eyes and the wind in the body. The consciousness don't want to be in a wrong environment. The consciousness need to come home. And I hope you take this message, because the next 25 years the masturbation does not belong to me. It belongs to the consciousness. The consciousness is going to control the boys that are spreading everywhere, making mess everywhere, and every 40 years they get easily pension, but they live across the street. Half of them is home, and half of them is in a war. Nature take over. In the beginning of time, there was no plan, I just came. Now there is a plan to control the footstep of me and many other people. Call your boys home, it's just women. The consciousness don't have a war to fight. Consciousness want to come home. I hope you take the advice of the wind. 42 years later, I will be the 84 when this video will be the 42. But the outcome of your action will be what I will see, dead or alive. Take care.